Hi, my name is Audrey Jim, and I am here in my lovely spot. And I just wanted to remind us of our own power, right? So, in the wake of these two eclipses, the solar eclipse, which was in Cancer, which is our mother energy, and then the lunar eclipse, which was in Capricorn, which deals more in our relationship with our masculine aspects, and it's helping us review what our wounds are in the area of authority and of just our relationships with our own masculinity and with our fathers. So I'm going to use the Aboriginal Goddess Chakra deck. And the question I wanted to start with is, how do we really, what do we need to look at when it comes to our relationship with masculinity? Whether it's on an individual or a collective level, what is our relationship with authority? So I'm going to ask Spirit, please shed some light, give us some insight into our own understanding of masculinity. Got the yellow chakra fairy. So if we look into this, the yellow chakra angel, she is demonstrating the solar plexus, right? So I see her looking off into the distance, and we see the yellow energy and the white energy. It almost appears as though it's a pathway, right? So take a moment and think about, what does she make you feel? What is her message for you? The way I see it is that when it comes to masculinity reflected at us, it's our job to kind of look from the distance, even when it's within ourselves. It's almost like we can't try to control anybody, right? Sometimes we enable people's toxicities and we enable their insecurities by feeding our own energy into it, right? So I see a very poised woman, and she is almost looking off into the distance. She's watching everything unfold from the background. So let's see what it is that our deck tells us. The yellow chakra angel represents your solar plexus, which is located around your navel area. So that's when you're feeling those gut feelings. The yellow chakra angel teaches us the principles of wisdom, clarity, and self-esteem. She has the benefits of ancient universal wisdom and knowledge, which provides her with the strength and determination of character to live her life with clear goals and direction. You're good-humored and optimistic. You often find yourself as the life of the party because you're bright and intelligent. When the party begins to wane, you confidently take matters into your own hands and encourage everyone to look for ways to create more fun. It is your creative energy blended with your intellectual abilities, which allows you to stimulate others to the point that they are happy to follow you wherever you may lead them. You don't take advantage of the power that is given to you by others. In fact, you're quite unaware that it exists at all, which is why people are always attracted to you. The responsibility of being the problem solver can sometimes become unwanted on your part. However, if given the opportunity to hand the responsibilities over to someone else, You won't. Life is always going to be busy for you, but what a life to have, right? So when I think about that, right, when I'm thinking about this question of masculine power and structure, I think that what this card is really trying to tell us is that as women, or even within our own feminine aspects, we need to be able to see the power that we have and the light that we reflect. I know that for me, a lot of the time, because of the way that I grew up and just the wounds that I have, the stories that I used to tell myself, I didn't really tap into that power, right? It's almost as if it's hard to see sometimes and accept the love that people have for us. And it's almost like a lot of people have this protector self that almost fights the love that they feel from other people, right? So it's like, because of the stories that we've told and the trauma that we hold within our stomachs, within our bodies, within our cells, sometimes we forget how powerful we are, and we don't see that the people around us are really just reflecting aspects of ourselves. So when it comes to structures and masculinity, it becomes sometimes an oppressive presence, but that's not what the masculine wants. The masculine wants to be loved and to be accepted. The masculine aspect of ourselves, the active, expressive force, wants to be in that vibrant energy and needs the feminine to bring them down to earth almost. So I am going to ask some clarification as far as how can we really develop and step in to that vibrancy? How do we live our joy, right? So what do we need to know? What do we need to see to live our joy? And to build each other up in community and to build ourselves first and foremost. So how do we stay centered in joy? Ooh, that's a lot. Okay. That's a lot of cards. So we see creativity, right? This card really resonates with me. Again, it's solar plexus. And you can see the spiral, right? We talked about the spiral before, the spiral, the evolution. And it's coming up out of this book, right? And then there's a sun there. And the sun represents that feminine energy, that creativity. And it's like the energy is flowing upward, right? So when I see this card of creativity, I see us putting our inhibitions away, right? Our inhibitions are the fears, the stories that the world have told us, right? And our inhibitions is our shadow work, looking into what it is that's holding us back. And again, we always have to look within ourselves. So to truly step beyond these inhibitions, we need to recognize how it is that the people around us are reflecting both our light and our darkness. So when we look at fears and anxiety, we need to really perceive it in a way of what's mine, what is mine, and what was put in my head by other people, right? And then, of course, we have fertility. And you can see her looking up, right? This is the ability to give birth. This is birthing one's own self. This is the phoenix rising. So in order to truly embrace our own creativity, we have to get rid of our inhibitions, right? The stories that we tell ourselves about what other people think of us, our own assumptions and perspectives and expectations, and just, we can only really tell our own truth, right? When we filter the truth of other people through our own perceptions, a lot of the time, these inhibitions get in the way of our creative, our own fertility and our creative force, right? So we need to come back into ourselves, right? I'm going to look at the book for creativity. I want to see what it is. So, the passion of the spirit, our spirit's way of expressing itself through any method, right? It's that audacity to live and to thrive and to exist and to speak and to be authentic, right? And a lot of the time, we, in our own perception, think that other people are being aggressive when they're not. For instance, last night, my stepdad, he came to get me, right? And he like went really, really fast. And I was already in this headspace where I felt like a burden. I was very much like falling into my old stories of neglect and abandonment and just feeling like, I'm always in the way. And, yeah, he went really fast and I saw it as an act of aggression. When I got into the car, I saw that he was in good spirits and he was just having fun, right? So the way that I see that is like, we need to listen to the people around us and allow them to tell their own stories. And if we truly love them, we're going to be able to accept their truth, right? It does us no good to think that we know everything. It's really like this black and white rigid structure of like, no, this is the only way, that's holding everybody back. And it's like, it's interesting because it's really, it's a negative aspect of ourselves. It's like our own pain, our own fear is what's holding us back. Though that is the key to these inhibitions, right? So in order for us to be able to express ourselves more healthily and to really connect to people instead of thriving in this, oh, like, I have to do this. I have to endure this pain because that's what love is. We need to be able to embrace and love each other and support each other and help each other see our own truth, right? Like, that's true creativity. That is what we need, right? And so another thing is that there's always people in our corner that we don't even know we're there, right? Like, a lot of the time we get so focused in on our own perception and our perspective that we don't even notice the ways that people are supporting us, right? The people around us who are watching us, who are getting inspired by us, who really have our back in ways that we don't even see because we're so zeroed in on what isn't working. So it's almost like we need to create, like, we need to embrace the chaos and we need to just let go of control and let the flow of the universe like work through us so that we can feel true creativity, right? Sorry, there's like creatures all over me right now. Like, the ants are all about me today. And again, ants are like a symbol of foundation and hard work and perseverance, but they're also very itchy. So it's not necessarily always a positive experience to have them crawling all over you. Yeah. So then let's look at fertility, which is in the root chakra. So what is it that fertility is trying to tell us? It's about birth and growth. This is a time for us to evolve, right? We really need to look within, stop deflecting. So creating new experiences can be challenging, but it is a journey they eagerly embrace and welcome. The beauty of new experiences is that they provide opportunities to create outcomes which could not have been manifested without the chance to grow. Watching dreams and wishes grow and develop in front of your own eyes is a truly spiritual journey. It's that journey within, right? This is an amazing time. It's a brilliant phase of manifestation. So y'all, like, literally, this energy is so potent right now. That is why it is so important not to speak out negativity, not to speak from a place of fear, because with this energy that's out here right now, with this Cancer energy, these eclipses, everything we speak is going to manifest in some way. So our thoughts can literally become full-fledged forms, even if it's not true, right? So it's so important to think positive and to listen to the people around us if we want to be in alignment and keep them in our lives, right? Because we can literally manifest negative things right now. So, yeah, that is what I'm getting from these cards. I want to pull from my medicine deck. So right now, I have been really seeing a lot of animals, right? So I'm in the desert. There's a lot of animals around. They're literally surrounding me, giving me messages at every time. Like, I saw the rattlesnake, who is known as soft child within Native American traditions. Yeah, so these animals are speaking to me. And if you, I know I keep saying this, but if you haven't had a chance, you really want to go out into nature and experience it, even with the ants that will crawl all over you. All right, so I'm going to pull and see what totem is here to really protect us in our authenticity and to challenge us to grow on a spiritual level, to step into our true higher selves. So, oh, we have the Jaguar. So the Jaguar 5 plus 1 is 6, which is balance. Jaguar. What does the Jaguar mean to you?